Hello. In this video, we're going to discuss how to create an explicit constructed response question. I am here in my workspace. I've chosen Create Item, named my item. I've selected Explicit Constructed Response, ELA, or Grade 4. There's no need to select anything for course or course group. I have tagged my item with 2 terms to make it more searchable. As we move down the page, there is no passage attached to my item, and I've gone ahead and pasted an item from a traditional paper pencil test into my space here. Notice that these blanks that would have traditionally have been filled in with a pencil, I'm going to add an explicit constructed response, which basically is going to create a small text box for the student be able to type into. Now you have to be careful about explicit constructed response because students have to type exactly what you say the answer is. So to make this a little bit clearer for students, I'm telling students that they must spell correctly. I erroneously told you earlier that there was no passage. That was not correct. I'm going to go back and I'm going to link a passage. It is the sports chart, which is a graph of sports, different sports that students liked. All right, so that's going to appear for the students beside the question. Now I'm going to generate some options. The correct answers are football, baseball, and hockey. But what if students spell something incorrectly or you use a slightly different version of the word? To try to account for that, I am now going to add without the capital letters. So I now need to do that exact same thing for option 2 and option 3. And the reason behind this is because there is no need to put these answers in any particular order. So if a student says football for number 1, it's just as good as saying football for number 2 or number 3. So all of the answer choices have to be listed for each option so that we can account for students putting these in whatever order they would choose to do so. For the sake of time, I'm not going to add all those in right now. I would move on to next. I would add my standard. I would look at my properties, attach my blooms or my DOK level if I know it, and then I would preview and publish just like you've seen in some of the previous videos. Now, some teachers do not like this particular question type because it's an all or nothing. School City is going to score this for you, which is the reason for doing an explicit constructed response as opposed to a regular constructed response. But again, students do have to type the answers exactly the way that you have them. Or you could just make this question be a regular constructed response, make it worth 3 points, and then you would be able to score it yourself.